I've kind of cleaned up a little bit. This is the clean phase of the project. I've kind of cleaned up just a little bit. And these bolts that goes in the gas tank, they are 7/8 of an inch long. If you set the ruler at 7/8 and you put that bolt up yonder, it's a 5/16. And I like to put this stuff here on there with a Q-tip, and I do advise to run the thing down in the hole there as you go, and just coat this right along right here. Now don't be sloppy about this. I had a little drip right there which I'm going to clean up. The reason to put the gas tank on right now is so this can be drying. This is not too much. When you are assembling your engine at your house, then this is the way it should be. You will have little thin places, and if you do, go back and build it up. Don't let it go on no thin place. But that's a liberal, pretty good amount. And there is going to be some squeeze out on the inside. We're going to clean up the outside. There will be some squeeze out to the inside. It will set up and will not dissolve. You put your gasket on there and just line her up, set it right on the tank right there. I had that little drip over yonder. I'm gonna get that out of there. So I mean, that's okay. You will do that. If you don't put enough on there to where you have a drip, then you probably ain't got enough on there. Now, and this top piece right here goes right. Just kind of visualize it as you go down. And I'm going to show you something it's really important. Make your gasket and the top and the bottom line up. Both of them tuck hold at the same time. Okay, now what I'm going to show you something. Y'all see this? It's one of them curved bladed knives, and right there where that bolt goes in yonder, I took that knife and I scraped it. I scraped the paint away from it yonder. That's important enough to do that. I left one of them right here that I hadn't did, just kind of to show you. Just take that blade and just, what you want to do is end up with a taper. The primer taper right there, and then put your bolt in yonder. Now these set of 5 bolts they got a number 30 on them. We left the gasket proud on all the way around. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna show you why we left I'm gonna show you something else too. Now on a 2-cylinder, you can actually take a flashlight and look down in that filler hole yonder, and you can actually see the pickup tube and how deep it is from the floor in there. And you see that I did go to the trouble. I know you can't see it in yonder, but I'm looking at it at an angle like it's way down here like this, an angle like that, but I'm looking in that fuel hole and I can see that pickup tube in there. That's how important it is that that's the correct length. You don't have to look down in there if you do your math on it. So all of these gas tank top bolts, they are the 5/16 size. Now these right here will be tightened up to the point where that's the way they will be. The only thing, we'll take this one, we'll take this sacrificial one out and put the other one in when I put the cover guard on. This one right here don't have to be as tight as the rest of them because you are going to take it back out, but it does have to be tight enough so the gasket will be straight in there. And that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this gasket sealer, is it will let you do that. We got that gas tank on there. New gasket. I'm just going to trim it off. You've seen it before. I'm going to trim it off, wash it around there with lacquer thinner, and then I'm going to show you something. This engine, as you see it here, has this type gas tank on it. Okay, there was some models, and they're the same, with a gas tank like this. Happens to be aluminum. I do have a cast iron one or two in yonder. It's got this hole right yonder in it, right there, and that's one of them special threads, as is the threads in the top of the tank up there. If you ain't got the right bolts for them threads right there, then don't use this tank right here. Don't mess it up. If they're stripped out, then now you're on your own there. But you can get a replacement tank. I mean, an original one. I wouldn't go for no aftermarket. This one right here is a S334. It's a Maytag. Hanging Maytag gas tank, and that's the little thing right there on the bottom that it was a matter of discussion and a comment. So what I'm going to show you, and if you get that thing, that screw that goes in there is really hard. It's hard to get that out of there. Sometimes you can go to the point of taking a Dremel tool with a small carbide cutting blade on it. You're on your own about the safety now. But anyways, you cut yourself a screwdriver slot in that screw, and sometimes you can screw it out with a screwdriver. Being careful not to go beyond too much on the other side of the thread because of the diameter of the little cutting tool. If you can get her done if you want to. But anyway, this tank could have been right here. It could be bolted right there right now as we talk. Okay, the little hole on the bottom down there was to hold this guard on there. And the way this thing worked is them two bolts in your gas tank up there went to this hole, and the one on the bottom down there is where that little screw went. It was a third finger for the chain with the belt guard, and the flywheel would have been in behind here. But that would have been mounted right on there. Using this tank, it would have been mounted right there. It would have been mounted about right in yonder. So that's just, that's this would have been the clue as to where it would have went. I'm just saying, we're gonna get on with it now.